Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Meditation 2. My name is Chantal. I am going to lead you through a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of movement, and a meditation. So we've been doing these classes for a few weeks now. We're just going to take a minute to, it's the middle of the day, well, or it could be at night whenever you're listening to this. So this is shake it out. So we're just kind of shaking our body. Arms are like noodles. You might even want to be a little more glidey, a little more flowy. Just twist your feet are hip width apart. Thanks for being here. Hope you've enjoyed these classes. And I'm just taking a moment to kind of loosen up my body a bit. And these are mindful movements that we have practiced in other classes. So I just want to, I'm just going to kind of drop my body. My arms are swinging a bit. Knees are soft. I'm going to come down. I'm stretching out my back for sure. My back is kind of rounded. It's not flat. I'm rounding it. Kind of scooping everything out. Nice deep breath in and out. Just pull up very slowly. Reach up towards the sky if you want. You can tip back a little bit. Come down. Scooping up and out. Really inhaling as you're coming up and exhale. One more time, just coming in, scooping up, heart center, reaching up. Spread your arms out. Here. Couple minutes, right? Just a little loosen, little loosey goose. Okay, so today I've shown you how I use this cushion for meditating, sitting in a chair at my desk. Today, I'm going to gather myself onto the floor. 90-degree angle. Maybe can you see me a little better there? Maybe not. Well, I thought I had this all perfect. Anyway, you can see, instead of legs up the wall, I just have them relaxing here. My back is on the floor. It just feels very sturdy. This particular meditation is going to have you following your wandering mind. So I want you to be very comfortable. So this is a great idea. Sitting on a cushion is a great idea, or a chair, or even on your mat on the floor is fine. But I just wanted to show you that sofa. I do that a lot. I'm going to be following a script today, so it'll be a little bit hard for me to maintain that pose and lead the meditation. All right, let's just begin. Get comfortable. Make sure your clothes are comfortable. Allow your body just a minute to get centered. And when you feel ready, I'll put this down a little bit so you can see me. There we go. When you feel ready, just gently bring your chin down to your chest. Good. And breathe in and out. And tip your chin upward. Breathe in and out. And then just relax. Relax your body, your position, whatever, however you want to show up for this meditation. When you're ready, close your eyes. Just let the breath flow in and out, and every now and then bringing a little focus to your breath. But I want you to listen to what I'm going to say about the wandering mind. And I find my wandering mind to be an absolute gift. And here's why. When I become the observer and I start really paying attention to where my mind is wandering to, I'll tell you, it's often to the past. It's often to something where I didn't get a desired outcome. It's often a relationship-based issue. Sometimes my mind will wander, and if you're a parent or a grandparent, or even if you have pets, you can probably appreciate this, but I might get wrapped up in playing out some kind of story about how my grandchild's going to get hurt when they're in my care or something like that, kind of anxiety-based. The wandering mind, you will lead yourself into the future and put together a whole big story about something that hasn't even happened yet. But you're like thinking, you even come to the point where you're like having dialogue. you're like talking with the other person in your mind. So how can we start to put aside some of those wandering thoughts? What can we do with all that chit chat in our mind, right? That's what this meditation is all about. Relax, close your eyes. Let a little smile play over your lips. Helps to relax your face. And raise your shoulders up, down, and back. Just let the gravity just rest them down. Release the weight, right? And take in air through your nose and let it escape out the mouth. So in and out, in and out. In the beginning, there won't be so much of a rhythm, and that's okay. You're going to find your rhythm. Good. And breathe into the count of 5. And just pause for a moment. And then exhale for a count of 5. Counting breath. And notice how your body is starting to shift into a place of calm. You're becoming a little more relaxed. You are tuning into the tone of my voice. You are bringing awareness to your breath, which is allowing you to connect deeper into yourself, which is one of the beautiful gifts of meditation, connection to self. And your body just kind of shifts on its own. It just becomes a little more balanced, a little more aligned. And if at any time during this meditation you don't feel comfortable and you feel you need to move or you feel you need to open your eyes, then do so. Honoring yourself every minute of every day is just one of those beautiful gifts that we can give to ourselves. And if you're sitting in a lotus position and all of a sudden your hips and your legs get a little tight, well, shift your body. Don't be uncomfortable. Your face and your head are relaxing. And if your eyes have been closed, you might have noticed some little sounds or a little taste in your mouth, perhaps. You might even have seen some light shadows, even though your eyes are closed. And your hands can just be gently placed on your knees if you're sitting, if it's comfortable, or you could rest them on your belly or your heart space. If you're getting to do the legs up the couch. And in this quiet space that you are creating, this aware space, feel yourself with your eyes closed and your senses alert and yet they're relaxed. Feel the expansive space around you. And just acknowledging yourself being in this place of quiet awareness. It's over your head, it's under your feet, it's on your sides, your front and back. Notice all the times that perhaps your mind has already started to wander. And I'm giving you permission right now to think, let your mind chit-chat to you, and become an observer of where your mind went to and of what you're thinking. You don't have to get wrapped up in the big storyline of wherever your mind wandered to. But notice what it feels like to just be able to go there, to be meditating and to follow where your mind wandered to, and to pay that little story or idea, the thought, pay it a little attention, give it a little focus. Are you thinking about things that happened yesterday or a long time ago? Or perhaps you are thinking about something that could happen in the future. Just noticing if your thoughts are something that's already happened or something that has not happened. And just noticing that and allowing the breath to move easily in and out, in and out. Allowing your face to remain relaxed. a smile on your lips, feeling your breath become a little shallower, and perhaps even noticing that it's interesting not to focus on the breath and to be able to focus on a thought, or how often you go to the thought and you pull yourself back to your breath. Just notice there's no judgment and there's no right or wrong. You are just becoming a keen observer. You are cultivating the gift of looking at yourself, being super aware. And taking a couple of nice breaths and resting with this thought or this story and letting your mind go back to where it wants to go with the story. So maybe your mind is beckoning you to relive the story. And as you're going into this, since you are a keen observer, you're going to notice if this is truly the way it played out, or you might notice some little embellishments or inconsistencies in the things you think, the thoughts that you think about this happening. And I was going to say, don't overthink this, but I'm kind of asking you to put some thought into what you're thinking. So just relax and just be here. And then for a moment, just let that go and take some time to let it go. Inhale, exhale, and find a little focus on your body. The hips, the legs, your feet, perhaps, your position. And allow your mind to just wander and just focus on yourself, and your mind will wander all on its own. And does it go back to the same story, or is there a new one? And just noticing and starting to really pay attention today, and as you meditate moving forward, where does that mind go travel to? Talked about this earlier, the past, or anxiety about something that probably hasn't happened, or perhaps you have something you are excited about for the future, and you're already planning that, talking about it with whoever you're going to be with in your own mind. Bring that story, whatever you're telling yourself, and give it a little tiny detail. Start to pull in a little bit of this story, little bits and pieces. It's like a puzzle, right? Pull in some of those pieces. And as I mentioned, sometimes when your mind wanders to the past, there's something that needs to be finished. We didn't get the outcome that we hoped for. And if this is you, is there some way you could address this? If it's already complete, how can you feel good about that completion? and be done thinking about it? What can you do for yourself? Maybe there is something that you are really wanting for yourself. And use your senses, your eyes, your nose, your sense of taste, hearing, touch. Use your senses to see yourself gain whatever it is that you are wishing for yourself. You keep breathing and let whatever thoughts you're having be a part of your breath, part of your awareness, a part of this meditation. What can you do to find complete happiness or satisfaction about wherever your mind is traveling to? And if it's anxiety ridden, I would tell you, sit with that anxiety for a moment. Sit with whatever thoughts you are having for yourself. Sit with that. Don't resist it. That's the first thing we start to, you might think of harm coming to you or something. You don't have to get into a big story about how somebody's going to harm you, but you could look at it as this little fear bubble, right? And it hasn't happened, and maybe it has. And being able to sit with it and feel and just be, it lessens the hold. All of these practices, you're working on lessen the hold. So see a scene being playing out in front of you, laid out in front of you, and see yourself bringing it to fruition, or see yourself being okay with how of the outcome. And here's what I like to do with fear. That tends to be my go-to. If I have any kind of negative thinking, it's often kind of fear-based. And what I do is I notice that, I become the observer, and I notice that about myself. And I actually envision the fear as a little kind of gray, smoky cloud, little gray cloud. And as I breathe in, and I just kind of feel and see and hear whatever my senses are heightened. I see this fear coming towards me a bit. And then I pause. I use the breath pause. So I'm pulling it in, and then I'm pausing, and it's just sitting there. And I realize this fear isn't me. It's not part of me. It's something. And I exhale. And it moves away. And I inhale and I pull it towards me a bit, and I pause. And I see it hover. And now it's a little further away. And I exhale, and it moves out a bit more. And I just kind of play with this a bit. And pretty soon, I'm going to get tired of this back and forth. And it just dissolves. And I really find that when you can get into the space and the place of not resisting what you're feeling, what you're thinking about, what is impacting you, when you can sit with it and be with it, that is when it loosens its grip and its hold on you, and it will gently start to fade. So, if you haven't already, start to see your story have a conclusion, have an end of sorts, something you can feel good about, something that you can feel good about, that you can feel content. And maybe it requires you saying you're sorry to someone, and just do that in your own mind. Maybe you can envision someone else saying they're sorry to you. And if you can't get into that space, perhaps, what if you could accept that everyone is doing the best they can at any given moment? And so you are doing your best, and someone else is doing their best. And what does this look like when you let go of judgment? When you can be okay with someone else, maybe not showing up how you would show up. Do you know what I mean? This mindfulness that is um, a big thing these days is just that. It is allowing others to be who they are. It's letting go of those boxed in patterns of behavior that we have learned. Everything you are today are little bits and pieces of learned patterns of behavior. And so we're trying to loosen our hold on that. And come back to your breath, and let's just allow ourselves to breathe in and out. And I want to move into a little conscious breathing, which I really like. And so let's just focus back on our breath. Let all that wandering mind, that processing, all these words I've been talking about, let's let everything just kind of settle, rest on the floor, so to speak. And if you are sitting, if you can lie down, this would be a lovely opportunity for you to just kind of stretch out your spine, let your legs just gently relax, and just let your body breathe from the inside out. So feel your breath in your heart space, in your chest, and feel yourself breathing from the inside out. And I'm doing a bit of a pause breath, so I am fueling my body a little more with my breath. I'm taking a little deeper breath, and I'm pausing for a moment or two or three, and then I'm really exhaling with my mouth. And I'm breathing into my belly, inside out. So inside the inhale, I pause and I exhale, fully expanding my belly. And if you're sitting, you can just gently tuck your chin a tiny bit, round out your spine, oh, ever so slightly, truly ever so slightly. And breathe in, and you could breathe in and out here a couple of times. And then breathe in as you inhale and bring the head, shoulders back, throat, neck open. Exhale if you can with your mouth. And breathe in from your hip area, lower part of your spine, inside out. Feel the breath rumbling around inside and moving out. Breathe into your thighs, inside out. And really keeping the face relaxed. You might hear little sounds in the room you're in and be, your curiosity might be piqued. And so just go there for a second and then come back to this inside out breath, this conscious breathing. Breathe into your palms, inside out. And my breathing is still a little shallow. It's deeper for sure, but I'm not pulling in breath for 15 seconds. I'm not, you might be. Just gently breathing, and I'm thinking about breathing from the inside out and then releasing. And I know for certain that whatever needs to be released is moving out with my breath. And when I'm in these conscious breathing places, a lot of times I might yawn a lot. And so this is a great way for your body to exchange energy, yawning, coughing, sneezing. So think about that if you are yawning a lot. And you probably haven't been paying attention to your breath. We don't go about our day thinking about how we're going to breathe. We just let our body breathe and we go about doing. But here you get to just be. You and your breath get to be. And so take a moment to just really breathe in with your nose and notice if there's any scent. And can you breathe in through your ears, drawing in any sounds? And breathing into the forehead, this third eye. Just breathing in here, igniting your intuition. And breathe in and out through the mouth. You'll notice this is a little bit more shallow of a breath. Good. And tapping your fingertips, You can do this with your eyes closed, or if you'd like, you can gently start to engage your sense of sight. You could do a little tapping. I do 7 counts on my forehead, 7 on the temples, 7 on my cheekbones here, upper lip, chin, and heart space. And let your hands rest and let your palms be up in this moment. And I just need to see what kind of time we've got here. Oh, perfect. I want to read you a little something. So you can just sit here with yourself, and if you'd like, you can close your eyes, or you can keep your eyes open now. This is part of the meditation. There's a little mindful quote, and it kind of goes along with what we've been working on today. I left her at the river. A senior and junior monk are walking down a path together, and they come to a river with a very strong current. And as they prepare to cross, they see a young, beautiful woman in need of help to brave the waters. She notices the monks and asks for help. The senior monk carries the woman on his shoulder, and he lets her down on the other bank. They part ways. The junior monk is upset. Hours go by, and the junior monk, noticing the discomfort of the younger monk, asks, "Is something in your mind?" The junior monk says, "As monks, we are not permitted to touch a woman. How could you carry her across the river?" The senior monk replies, "I left the woman on the bank hours ago. However, you still seem to be carrying her." And this is what happens in life, right? We see things on the news and we just can't get that rambling out of our mind. But look at all the time and space some of those thoughts are taking up. Or we talked about it earlier, just different things that have happened to you in your life. And so as you go about the rest of today and this week ahead, just notice all the times your mind wanders and where it goes to. And there's probably a pattern. There probably is a pattern. So figure that out for yourself, and use some of these practices that we use today. Think to yourself, how can I take care of this? Do I need to meet with somebody? And do we need to rehash something? Do I need to notice the things that hold me in a fearful state or a state of like binding you? What can I do to release that? How about that little gray smoke technique that I told you I use? Using your mind, maybe you are worried about something that's upcoming, a job interview, or you're going to be meeting with a sister who you haven't seen for a long time, and maybe things weren't so good way long ago. Envision for yourself the exact outcome that you want to see. The exact outcome. Use your mind to produce joy, excitement, positivity. I'm telling you, little by little by little, if you keep practicing, these are all practices, but if you keep practicing and pick and choose little things that you really like from these different mindfulness and meditation series, you will start to see some true, clear changes for the better in your own life. So let's end this meditation. Bring our hands to prayer pose. And if you'd like, you can just clench your hands together if that's more comfortable. And let's just bow our chin for a moment, our head, and breathing in and out deeply. Allow yourself an opportunity right now to set a small intention. I will see myself in a clear way. I will let go of the past with a little more ease. I will not get attached to outcome very easily. 2 nice breaths on your own. And we rest today's series in the knowing that we are always in charge, in control, in positivity and in joy. Namaste. Thanks for being here. Come back next week. We'll have something new. Take care. Be well. Be mindful.